Welcome back to the Super Not Funny Show reviews. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Afterparty Season 2, Episode 3. It's entitled Travis, and it's coming to you from Apple TV Plus. So, what did I think about it, and should you be watching? And before we get into this review, get down there and hit like on this video. Well, at the end of the last episode, we had a very suspicious character, one that I tracked him, immediately at the wedding. Was the ex-boyfriend of Grace, name is Travis, who is dressed in suspenders for some reason. Is kind of a weirdo, I guess, and was suspiciously there despite the fact that, like I said, he's an ex of Grace. Why was he even at the wedding, as Grace noted? And so this is his opportunity to explain. Now, of course, in the previous episode, he also tried to help Chloe to get some clues from the dead body. And in so doing, also maybe expose the fact that he had a reason to kill, the groom. And so this is Danner and Anik. They're sort of, questioning him about that to tell his story. And of course, because this is the after party, we get a different kind of episode. In this case, it's like a hard-boiled, old-school detective thriller, down to the black and white, because Travis fancies himself as a seeker of truth, or AKA, and really a conspiracy nut. And he zeroed in on, on the victim as not being a good person, but in fact being potentially a crypto scammer. And so, crypto was kind of a thing that we noted in the previous episodes. And so in this episode, he goes through his reasoning about why he thought, Edgar was a bad guy, and how he's going to, he's going to save Grace, and that Grace was secretly telling him that she really wanted saving and all. So what it ends up being is some truth and some, misinterpretation and some flights of fancy. And that all, in the genre of kind of a Casablanca or some kind of hard-boiled thing, down to the fact that he uses even the kind of terminology and calling people dames and stuff like that. Really funny, weird stuff. And I have to say, I loved it. I didn't love this episode. I liked it quite a bit, but I did love the aesthetic, and that Paul Walter Hauser, who plays Travis, just really leans so hard into it, and it's very fun and funny. When Anik and Dan are sort of, interrupting him, and they're like, "Wait a minute now, that's just, you sound like a conspiracy nut." But then it also sort of explains some of the stuff that Edgar's got going on, especially, there is some actual information that maybe this was a crypto scam, and it gives us an idea of what maybe the murderer's, his or her motive may have been. Maybe money. I know, not Edgar, Travis, he's got a mad on at Edgar, but not because Edgar did anything to him, but because he had been scammed by a crypto scammer before, and he just wants to take his ire out on him, and maybe be a white knight coming to the rescue of a woman that he can't have. But even to that end, he does kind of say, hey, I just think she's too good a person. I don't want her to get hurt, maybe like I was. And so as always, we see through this lens of the way other events we've sort of seen before, maybe giving them some different or more context than before. And also, like his viewpoint, if that's really what it is, if the hard-boiled detective thing is his viewpoint, he's kind of ridiculous, because Anik is just like, he's all weirdly, it's not like he's weirdly played, but his character is weirdly not like Anik at all. Edgar's like far more sinister, and his business partner is, like a kind of a flunky. And then and I will also say the costumers and the set designers got to really play around with this, because Grace and Chloe are both, decked out and their hair and wardrobe made up in a way that I mean, absolutely, I feel like I could have seen, Humphrey Bogart in the scene. And also John Cho got to be, he got to be kind of really cool, semi Indiana Jones ish. Ken Jeong has on a fez. Like it's like crazy stuff like that. They really leaned so hard into it, and I have to appreciate it just for that. At the same time, sorry, keep saying Chloe, Zoe. I don't know why I get that messed up, but Grace and Zoe, they are tracking down this cufflink, which turns out to be a typewriter key, and maybe points to Hannah, who is Edgar's, adopted sister, and maybe she's up to something. And she just happens to cultivate a garden of poisonous plants, and it seemed like maybe Edgar had been poisoned. That's why he was acting all funny towards the end of the after party. And I mean, look, that part right there it's interesting in the sense that Zoe and Grace's their relationship is explored further. There's definitely some real friction in there. And besides adding a clue or maybe another avenue to look into, I wasn't particularly taken or interested in that part. Maybe just because it wasn't developed super well. And I think maybe those two as a duo, maybe that'll be something that plays out in the rest of the season. But it was just kind of a bit underwhelming. So, but overall, I'm still enjoying the Danner and Anik kind of dynamic. They really are probably the best at rooting out what's going on without having to go around and do jump out windows or anything weird like that. They're just finding inconsistencies or finding these clues and trying to make them make sense. And so next episode, we're definitely going to hear Hannah and what, why does she have this, these poisonous plants, and what's up with that typewriter key that was in his, in the Edgar's pocket. And also there's kind of the weird stuff she said to Travis that that made him think that she wanted to stop the wedding. So, we'll get to see all of that. But so overall, like I said, pretty good episode. And out of the first ones, it's probably the least of them. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section, leave your thoughts there. And of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, do me a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All the good stuff helps to grow this channel, helps more people to see these videos. All right, thanks for joining me. Come back next week. We're going to talk about the next episode, episode 4 of The After Party. Till then, I've been Mo, your comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.